What will happen if you stop smoking? Smoking is a major cause of preventable death. It is responsible for approximately 480,000 deaths in the United States. This number also includes more than 41,000 deaths resulting from secondhand smoke exposure. Experts say that smokers die 10 years earlier than non-smokers. When you quit smoking, it means that you are breaking the addiction cycle and rewiring your brain so that it can stop craving nicotine. Many people think that quitting smoking is not easy and it will take a long time to observe improvements in health and well-being. But you need to know that quitting smoking can benefit you within 1 hour after the last cigarette. The sooner someone stops smoking, the faster they will reduce the risk of cancer, heart diseases, lung diseases, and many other conditions related to smoking. If you want to know more about what will happen when you quit smoking, then this video is for you. Before jumping into the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's get started. You will note the positive effects of quitting smoking just after 20 minutes of your last cigarette. You'll note that your blood pressure and pulse rate will return to normal levels. Also need to know that the bronchial tube fibers that didn't move well because of exposure to smoke will start moving once again. These fibers are very much helpful in removing irritants and bacteria out of the lungs. This reduces the infection risk. 8 hours after your last cigarette, the levels of carbon monoxide will return to normal. This is a chemical that replaces oxygen in the blood. It is present in cigarette smoke, and as a result, the amount of oxygen received by your tissues is reduced. When the levels of carbon monoxide are lowered, then the oxygen level starts to become normal, and this helps to nourish tissues and blood vessels that were getting less oxygen. After 1 day of your cigarette, you have already decreased the risk of your heart attack. The reason behind this is due to reduced constriction of blood vessels, which will increase the levels of oxygen reaching the heart, and that function will get a boost. Till this time, the nicotine levels in the bloodstream have also decreased to a negligible amount. At 48 hours, the nerve endings that were damaged start to regrow, and you will know that the senses that were previously dull start to improve or become more active. For instance, you will realize that you are smelling and tasting things in a much better way than earlier. Within 3 days or 72 hours after you leave smoking, you will find that you can breathe much easier because the bronchial tubes found inside the lungs have started to relax, and this relaxation makes the exchange of air much easier. Moreover, the lung capacity also increases after about 3 days when you quit smoking. Smokers who successfully quit smoking for 1 week are likely to quit forever. This milestone of 1 week is very important for a person's health and for observing the success in quitting smoking in the long term. So it is often said that if you can make it for 1 week, then you can also make it for a lifetime, and you will observe some significant changes in your body. After 2 weeks of quitting smoking, you will start to notice that you are breathing much easier and you are also able to work easily. This is just because of improved blood circulation and sufficient oxygen levels. After you stop smoking, then your lung function also increases as much as 30%, as stated by the University of Michigan. Your next milestone is 1 month. So after a month, you will experience many health changes related to quitting smoking. One of the most important changes is feeling a sense of increased energy, and you will also know that many symptoms related to smoking have decreased. For example, sinus congestion and shortness of breath while doing exercise. You also need to know that fibers in the lungs continue to regrow, and they help to keep the lungs healthy. These fibers are very important to reduce excess mucus buildup and are important for protection against bacterial infections also. Similarly, after leaving smoking for 3 months, especially if you are a female, your fertility will be improved and the chances of premature birth will be decreased. Then, after 6 months of leaving smoking, many people notice that they are very efficient at handling stressful events and conditions without feeling the need to smoke. So this means that they do not need to smoke for developing focus or handling any stressful happening or event. They may also know that they are coughing up a comparatively lesser amount of mucus and phlegm. The reason behind this is that the airways are less inflamed because they are not constantly exposed to cigarette smoke and the chemical irritants that are present in it. The next in the timeline is that if you quit smoking for 1 year, then you will note dramatic health improvements, and you will also know that your lungs are functioning much better. You will see that it's very easy for you to breathe now, and you will note that you cough less than you used to as a smoker. As we know that smoking cigarettes is very expensive, so after 1 year, you will also see that you have saved a significant amount of money that you used to spend on buying cigarettes for yourself. 3 years after you leave smoking, you see that your risk of heart attack has decreased. You need to know that smoking restricts the flow of oxygen to the heart, and it also damages the lining of blood vessels, especially the arteries. So in this case, there is a continuous buildup of fatty tissues, and so the person is more likely to experience a stroke or heart attack. But quitting smoking can promote a healthy heart in the future. After 5 years of quitting smoking, your risk of dying from lung cancer will be reduced to half as compared to the time when you were a smoker, and this statement is given by the University of North Carolina. If you somehow manage to survive 10 years without smoking, then you will see that the previously precancerous cells are now being replaced with healthy cells, and the risk of developing lung cancer is very much decreased. In addition to this, the risk of developing other smoking-related diseases is also lowered. For example, the risks include developing mouth cancer, esophageal cancer, pancreatic cancer, and much more. If you manage to spend 15 years without smoking, then your risk for heart attack and stroke will decrease and would be equal to a person who has never smoked before. So this means that your overall health and well-being will be improved. This was all for today's video. Hope you liked it. There are so many health benefits of quitting smoking, so it's time for you to quit it now so that you can live a healthy and smoke-free lifestyle. Don't forget to ring the notification bell for recent updates and more informative videos. Thanks for watching.